Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by asking you a question so simple yet so powerful it can unlock the very door to your destiny. Who is the master of your fate? It is not the economy, it is not your boss, it is not your circumstances, your critics, or even your competitors. It is you, the person staring back at you in the mirror every morning. That, my friends, is your greatest ally or your most formidable enemy. Success begins not in the external world, but within the individual. The first and most crucial step toward achieving anything worthwhile is self-mastery. This means gaining control over your own thoughts, emotions, habits, and decisions. The greatest battles you will ever fight are not against other people. They are against fear, doubt, laziness, procrastination, and the endless temptations of distraction. These are internal forces, and until they are mastered, no external victory will be sustainable. Self-mastery requires you to become highly aware of how you operate. What thoughts dominate your mind? What habits govern your day? What beliefs guide your actions? If those answers don't serve your goals, then change begins with you. You cannot command the world to respect your dreams until you demonstrate the discipline to live them out daily. The most successful individuals in history understood this. They disciplined their minds to focus, their time to serve a purpose, and their energy to be productive. They weren't driven by mood or convenience, but by principles and clear intent. The truth is, you are your own best asset, or your own greatest liability. When you learn to delay gratification, control your impulses, and act with purpose rather than reaction, you unlock a power few ever tap into. Self-mastery turns chaos into clarity and potential into progress. It gives you the internal strength to keep moving forward even when nothing around you seems to be working. That's the kind of foundation true success is built on. You cannot skip this step. You cannot outsource it. There is no shortcut to becoming the master of your own mind and action. But once you do, everything else becomes infinitely more possible. Master yourself first, and all other victories will follow. Your future is not written by chance. It is shaped by the choices you make and the mindset you carry. Too often, people surrender control of their lives to outside forces, the economy, their upbringing, other people's opinions, or temporary setback. But the truth is this: you are the ultimate driver of your destiny. No one else can take the wheel unless you hand it over. Success is not determined by what happens to you, but by how you respond. You have complete control over your attitude, your effort, and your direction. It doesn't matter where you start. It matters what you do from where you are. Throughout history, individuals have risen from poverty, obscurity, or disadvantage to achieve greatness, not because they were lucky, but because they decided to take ownership of their lives. Every day you are presented with a choice: to move forward with purpose or to drift with circumstance. When you realize that no one is coming to save you, something powerful happens. You stop waiting, you stop blaming, and you start building. That shift in mindset from victim to creator is the spark that ignites transformation. Eternal obstacles may slow you down, but they cannot define you. The economy can crash, people may doubt you, plans may fail, but if you maintain control over your own mind and will, you still have the power to adapt, learn, and rise again. That power is always in your hands. It never leaves you unless you give it away. The moment you stop looking outward for permission and start looking inward for strength is the moment your life begins to change. You are not the product of your conditions. You are the architect of your choices. Own that truth, and you become unstoppable. Hard work is the great equalizer in the journey towards success. In a world where people are born with different resources, opportunities, and talents, hard work is the one factor that levels the playing field. It doesn't matter if you were born rich or poor, with connections or without, with talent or average ability. When you commit to consistent, focused effort, you position yourself to rise above limitations. Many people believe success is a matter of luck or natural genius. While those elements can play a role, they are far from decisive. History is full of examples of individuals who had no special advantages, no wealth, no brilliance, no privileged background, yet achieved extraordinary success through sheer effort and perseverance. What set them apart was not what they had, but how hard they were willing to work for what they wanted. Hard work is not glamorous. It means doing the necessary tasks even when you don't feel like it. It means staying up late when others sleep, getting up early while the world is still quiet, and pushing forward when most would stop. It is often lonely, thankless, and unseen, but it is always effective. Each small effort, when compounded over time, builds momentum, skill, and confidence. Hard work also builds character. It teaches patience, humility, and discipline, qualities that not only lead to success, but allow you to sustain it. Without hard work, even the most talented person will eventually be outpaced by the one who refuses to quit. Ultimately, hard work is proof of desire. If you truly want something, your actions will reflect that desire. And when you work harder than the competition, longer than the skeptics, and more consistently than the doubters, success becomes not just possible. Success is not an accident. It is the result of a clearly defined purpose combined with relentless, unwavering effort. People often drift through life without direction, chasing whatever seems convenient or popular at the moment. But real achievement comes only when you decide exactly what you want and commit everything you have to making it happen. Purpose is the internal compass that keeps you on course when the path gets hard. And effort is the fuel that drives you forward no matter how long the journey takes. Without a definite purpose, effort becomes scattered and weak. You can work hard, but if you're not working towards something specific, your energy is wasted. Successful individuals don't just work, they work with intention. They know what they're building, why it matters, and what the end result should look like. That clarity gives their effort meaning, and that meaning creates drive. But a strong purpose alone is not enough. It must be matched by relentless effort. That means showing up every day, even when it's difficult, boring, or discouraging. It means pushing past fear, fatigue, and failure without letting them define you. People often give up not because they lack ability, but because they lack persistence. They stop just short of the breakthrough because they weren't willing to keep going. The combination of clear purpose and relentless effort is rare, which is why those who develop both rise above the crowd. They don't need motivation every day. They rely on commitment. They don't seek shortcuts. They embrace the process. And they don't hope for success. They earn it through intentional action. When you know exactly what you want and you pursue it with all your strength, you become a force that few obstacles can stop. Purpose gives direction. Relentless effort brings results. Together, they create lasting success. Discipline is the invisible force behind every remarkable achievement. It is the quiet decision to do what must be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. While comfort whispers for you to rest, take it easy, or wait for the perfect time, discipline insists that you move forward anyway. It is the ability to choose long-term gain over short-term pleasure and progress over ease. This is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. In the pursuit of success, you will encounter countless moments where the easier path tempts you. Skipping a workout, delaying a task, indulging a distraction. These are small decisions, but over time, they shape your future. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you strengthen your willpower and reinforce your commitment to your goals. And every time you surrender to comfort, you weaken the habits that lead to greatness. People often wait for motivation to strike before taking action, but discipline doesn't rely on mood. It relies on decision. Successful individuals understand that progress is made in the trenches, in the early mornings, the late nights, and the quiet moments when no one is watching. They don't depend on feeling inspired. They create their own momentum by consistently showing up and doing the work. Discipline is not about punishing yourself. It's about honoring your purpose. It's about saying, I value my vision enough to stay the course even when it's hard. It transforms goals from vague wishes into daily habits. Over time, those habits build mastery, and mastery leads to excellence. The journey to success is not paved with comfort. It demands sacrifice, structure, and strong personal standards. Discipline gives you the power to push through resistance, delay gratification, and keep climbing when the summit still feels far away. That's how real success is built, one disciplined step at a time. When you master yourself and combine that mastery with hard work, success is no longer a matter of chance, it becomes a matter of time. Most people chase success by trying to control the external world, their job, their environment, or their circumstances, but the real power lies within. Once you learn to control your thoughts, emotions, and actions, you become capable of directing your energy with purpose and persistence. Self-mastery aligns your inner world so that your outer world begins to follow. Hard work, on the other hand, is the engine that turns vision into reality. It transforms ideas into progress and effort into results. But without self-mastery, hard work can become scattered, inconsistent, or driven by impulse rather than intention. The two must work together. When you have the internal discipline to stay focused, stay calm, and stay committed, no matter the distractions or difficulties, and when you pair that with relentless, consistent action, you build unstoppable momentum. This combination is rare. Many people have big dreams, but lack the discipline to pursue them. Others may work hard, but without direction or control, their energy is misused. But when self-control and strong work ethic meet, a powerful synergy is created. You become more efficient, more resilient, and more determined. Obstacles that would derail others become opportunities for you to grow stronger and wiser. Success, then, is not a distant goal. It's a natural outcome. It's what happens when the person you are aligns with the person you need to become. You don't wait for permission, luck, or the perfect moment. You create results by showing up with clarity, working with purpose, and refusing to quit. Master yourself. Work harder than anyone else, and watch how the life you once dreamed of becomes the life you actually live.